boys and girls. Today we're going to take shapes and get creative with them. You're going to need your bag of shapes. You're going to need your math lesson, pages 673 to 678 today. Okay, so what I did was I took all my shapes and I just kind of dumped them out right here so I have access to them. And I actually gave y'all all an updated shape page so that y'all would have some rectangles to work with as well. So your shape page looks a little bit different that you have in your packet than the one I showed you earlier. It actually has some purple shapes, and then where I cut out were these blue rectangles, so you have some blue rectangles in there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a little creative with our shapes, and we're going to have a chance to use shapes to make things. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of my shapes and I'm going to make something on this board right here. And if you look, it looks like it's a rocket ship kind of going into outer space. So I think I'm going to just try to do some stuff that maybe would look outer spacey. So I'm going to put this hexagon down, and I'm going to do, it's a little bit big. Let me move it up here because I'm going to do like this through it. And I'm going to make Saturn. Saturn's a planet with rings. Okay, the other thing that I really want to make is I'm going to take these shapes and I'm going to do like this. And I'm going to make a sun. So you can get creative and make whatever you want to out of the shapes. Now, the other thing you can do is you can make that rocket ship right there. So I'm going to try to make the rocket ship, and I'm going to need several of my shapes here. So I'm going to go like that and like that. And feel free to just get yours out and play with them a bit. Play with them a bit to see if you can't make your own rocket ship like that. So then I'm going to get some more triangles because it looks like it's going to have a point at the top. And then it's got some flight things right here. Let's see if I can get one. There we go. Okay, so what I did was I kind of copied, right, the rocket ship right here. But you can take these shapes and make anything you want out of them. So just practice using those shapes, the square, the rectangle, the circle, and the triangle, and try to make some new stuff. Pause the video while you do it. Have fun doing it. Okay. Good job. Welcome back. I'm going to turn this up a little bit so that you can see the whole page. Okay, so what we're going to do on this page is we're going to look at box 1 and box 2 right here. Now, the first one we have help doing. Okay, so it says we're going to look at the shape and we're going to see what shapes make that shape out of our options. Okay, now we can do a couple different things to make this shape. We can do the easy way. Ms. Brockman's a fan of the easy way. We can do a triangle, and we can do a rectangle like that. And you might even, if you want to do the full thing, you can do a square like that, right? So we've done a 3-sided figure, a triangle. We've done 2 4-sided figures. We did a rectangle that has 2 long sides and 2 short sides. And we did a square that has 4 sides that are all the same. So you can do this, or you could actually do a combination of just triangle and squares to make that shape as well. And then you can go ahead and trace that. But it's just a way to take shapes and make something else. So that kind of looks like a crayon before we made a spaceship. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to take the shapes you see here, and I want you to try to make this car like that. Try to make that car like that. Now, you don't have circles, so I want you to draw with the circle. So that's going to give you some practice on drawing, tracing, and recognizing the shapes. So if I was to copy that, I would take 2 squares like that and a rectangle like that. And then I would take my pen and I would draw 2 little circles like that to make that little car shape right there. Okay? Good job. Just have fun playing with the shapes. Okay, now what I want you to do is on your own, you're going to try to make these shapes, okay? So we're going to start with, remember, we're going to start with drawing our circles. So what I would do is I would just draw your two circles here, okay? Remember, circles start at the top, curve all the way around back at the top. This is good practice on making those circles. And then it looks like you're going to use two different shapes here to make that wagon. What two shapes would you use to make that wagon? If you want to make it just like that, you would take your rectangle piece and then another rectangle piece, or you could even fold or cut one of those rectangles, look, to make a smaller handle on that like that. Now, what else could you do to make a rectangle? If we took this rectangle out, what two shapes could we use to make a rectangle? If you remember that you can use two squares to make a rectangle, you can also make a wagon using those shapes, just like that. Get creative as long as it looks like that wagon. Okay, so the next one you're going to do is you're going to try to make this flower right here. Again, you're going to start by drawing the circle. This is good practice, boys and girls, to draw the circles. That's why I didn't give them to you. I want you to practice because we use a lot of them. Okay, and then you're going to make your flower petals going around like this, in triangles like this. And I'm going to do one because I like it to go all the way around. So I'm going to have my flower petals go all around like that. Okay. And then I'm going to use that same folded over one, and I'm going to make my flower stem like that. And so mine's kind of off to the side, but you get the idea that I've gone ahead and made the shapes using the shapes that I have. Good job. This lesson should be easy. It's fun. It's just to really kind of be able to make your shapes. Now, on this one, I want you to go ahead and just take your shapes, and I want you to make fish and other creatures that you might see in a fishbowl. Pause the video, use the shapes, put them together, see if you can't make some cool looking fish in this fishbowl. And when you come back, you're going to do your homework page. So your homework is going to be just like we were doing. You're going to go ahead and use these shapes to make some of these objects. Practice, have fun with it. Remember, on the back, what you're doing is you're going to be drawing your circles as practice for those circles, starting every one at the top of the circle, curving to the left and all the way back around to the top. Again, start at the top, curve to the left and all the way back around to make that circle. So have fun with this lesson. Don't let it take you a lot of time. It's just using shapes to make other objects that you see in everyday life. Okay, boys and girls, see you next time.